While the masses are busy watching the show, the wealthy are backstage building for the next act. Unknown author.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the currency game. So I know it was originally the currency rebel, but I felt like that was a little confusing, and we are all in the currency game. We ourselves are a type of currency, but the currency that we're talking about today is trading. So we're trading different digital currencies because I primarily trade crypto. So we're gonna go over like the XRP because it looks like it might be interesting, potential breakout, and some of the latest trades that I made. Because I didn't do a video. Usually I do them on Sundays. I didn't do one because it was Mother's Day, and so I didn't want to do work on Mother's Day. So I will go over the trades for this past week and give an update on the $100 to 100K challenge, and also like if you were doing that, like where would you be at right now? So, and it's never too late. So like because I have tried to do this and sometimes things get in the way, but don't ever be discouraged. You can always get back on the train and keep going, right? Like, because it's all about compound trading. That's primarily what I do. And yes, I do believe in long-term investing, but I think you get your best bang for your buck by compound trading. And what else I was gonna say? I think that was it. But so we're just gonna get right into it. All right. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back.
Okay, so I said the first thing we will go over is XRP because it is the thing that actually is on the crypto world's mind, along with Bitcoin and some other things. But so this is, let me go to the daily chart. Probably is. All right, so you can get a little bit better picture. So just so you can see what's going on. So you have this like upper trend line that it keeps touching and bouncing off of. And then you have this lower trend line, right? That it keeps bouncing and going back up, right? So what I'm hoping for is that XRP comes into this area, which is between the price of 2.34-ish all the way down to maybe even below 2.22. So I'm going to keep track of that. And what I'm probably also going to do is put an alert for when the price enters this channel and do once per bar, so that I can get a notification when, as soon as this price starts entering into this diagonal parallel channel. And I don't go off of speculations of what price XRP is going to go to. What I do is I let the chart do the talking. I exclude all that noise out because that's what happens to people when they get they make wrong decisions, and then what happens is either they depends on what you're trying to go after. If you're a long-time investor for XRP and you're never going to sell, then this doesn't apply to you. But for people who are trading, don't be waiting for things to go to $25 and then it goes to a certain point and retrace, and then you're like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And then you start getting confused in yourself. So the way I will handle XRP is like I handle any other trade. And the way I always handle a trade is that I buy in support areas, which this I think will become a support area. If it doesn't, I'm going to wait to see if it's going to come out of here. If it were to come completely out of here, doesn't mean that it's not going to still go back up, because this is my next area of support. So I'm going to watch how it interacts with this, which is in the green, and this, which is in the gray, right? And if it were to come out of here, then I know that, okay, we're probably coming all the way down here somewhere. So, but let's say that it comes into here, into the green support area, and it makes a bounce and it starts working its way back up. Then I'm going to basically draw another retracement, right? I'm just going to do something like, let's say it, where it was right here, right? I'm gonna do a tracement from here to here, which I already have. And then my next probably point of sale would be here at the 100% level, or the 127, which is, I don't have it on here, which is right here, which is probably what it probably would go towards, which is around like $4. But it doesn't mean that it will go there, right? So you just have to do the technical charting like you would any other coin, right? And don't let your nerves take over. The other thing is, I'm also, because XLM works parallel with XRP, and I think there's, as a trader, I think you have a better opportunity of getting a bigger profit. So I'm using XRP as the catalyst, but I'm more concerned as a trader for XLM. And so the same thing, I'm gonna put an alert on this diagonal parallel channel that you see right here. So I'll know when it's hitting this area, but I'm also gonna keep a alert right above this candle right here on the daily chart, just in case if it were to do something freaky. And then my next goal would be where the next resistance area is, right? Which is, so it has resistance area right here, right? And up in here. So I know at bare minimum, I'm probably going to get about 40%, right? This blue line is just what yesterday's high was, which is at the top of this candle right here. No, today's high is right here at this candle right here. And just kind of, for when I go to lower time frames, so I'll know, okay, this was the high of today. Are we passing that? Are we still going down lower? And I know that so far we're here. We've kind of hit a little bit below the 50%. But I think we might have some room to go. I'm gonna see what Asia does in its market, because usually it does the highs and lows on the smaller time frames. And then I'll wake up probably early, because I usually try to wake up about 4 o'clock when the London session is about to start. And that's just during the week. And then I might not stay up, but what I'll do is I'll wake up at 4 o'clock. I'll check the charts. I'll readjust my alerts, and then usually I fall right back to sleep. And then if the alerts go off, then I know I'll wake up and look at what the chart is doing and see if we are in a position. I usually set my alerts so that I know, okay, it's time for you to go in. I set it in a certain manner so that I'll know it's not just some random alert, that the alert actually has purpose for me to take action. So that's the way I'm going to handle it. Now, as far as the trades for last week, for this past week was 16%. It was on Wednesday, and it was on this particular crypto. It's called shipping, and I could care less about what the crypto is about. I care about, hey, is there some profit involved? And so if I go to the 15-minute, I can show you where it was. Usually I mark out my, let me do this so that just kind of blends out. All right, where I have this green support area, it hit that area. And sometimes what I also do is not just use rectangles, I use a parallel channel, but I'll make it straight across. And so that when it enters that area, I put an alarm, and then I'll know that it's entering that area of support, and just see how it reacts to that support area. Is it going to hold it, or is it going and bounce, or is it going to fall through? Is it like a weak support or not? And it wasn't. So basically, usually what I do is have like some type of trend line alert, so that as it kind of bounces back and forth and it goes back up, then I know it's time to enter. And as far as rejection area, I knew the 50% level was my area for rejection. It didn't make it, it made it, yeah, it did make it all the way to 50%, but I came out before the 50%, like right below this candle right here. And so that was about 16%. And so right now I can get rid of this, because I just had this up there to show you guys how I actually, determined where the trade was. Right now, for this one, how I'm keeping a track on it, I got the blue line, which is the previous day's high. It did not reach there for today, and I'm just waiting for it to come down to past the 50% level and see if it can. I probably keep adjusting mine. Probably move this one down. So I'll probably move it above the last high candle, and then I want to see it move below. I want to get an alert for when it moves below the 50% line, and that's it. And I'm gonna just see if it can make it to this demand area support, and if it can hit this area, or see if it's gonna hit right on top of it. It could do that. It could come into it. But I'm gonna just keep an alert on that, just in case if that trade comes in before something else. Because they may not all, a lot of times they don't, sometimes they come all at the same time. So you have to know in advance which one you really want to go to when you got 5, or let's say 3 charts that you're tracking, and all 3 are popping off. Which one are you going to choose? Are you going to split the money up in all 3, or are you going to pick one? Is it because it has the highest potential of a gain? So know all of that stuff before you get in. Before anything happens, I always just check to make sure which one is going to give me the most interest, the one that I have the most interest in, which one is going to give me the most gain. So like for this one, let's say if it were to pop off and hit right here, and I get in round about here, where is my rejection area? It is somewhere up in here. So that's about 14%. So I don't know if that's really worth it. It might be if nothing else is happening. But like, I got my eye on 2 other ones that I think have a greater potential. And I'm not just thinking sometimes I'm thinking just in that day. And sometimes if it's something that looks like a big hit for the week, like something like bunk, if Bitcoin is popping off, then that's I'm not just thinking for the day, I'm thinking for the week. And I know Bitcoin is making big moves, bunk is making big moves on Coinbase. So then I'm going to be more interested in bunk, right? If XRP is making big moves, I'm more interested in trading XLM. Not saying that I wouldn't have XRP for a long-term strategy, but for just a day whatever you want to call it, type trader, then I'm more interested in XLM because it has just more profit gains for just doing regular trading. And as far as long term, I'm always interested in Bitcoin because I do believe that will be something that I will be able to use for borrowing against and not have to sell my Bitcoins. And basically doing what the wealthy does is they use assets to give them cash flow. So I truly believe that Bitcoin could do that. XRP might be able to do that as well, but we'll see. But I know that Bitcoin will for sure be able to do that. So, but I'm keeping XRP in mind. So I'm not going to be like, I don't want to be in regret mode. Wish I had got it lower and, and not have the amount that I need, but I'm not using as my all eggs in one basket either. So, and last but not least, let's go to where we are in the $100 to 100,000. So with the trade, if you kept going, like starting from January up to now we're in May, and you did not take the money out, you would be at $9,623. And this is when you actually could just you could have been started paying yourself. So because it's not just about hitting the six-figure number, it's about, can you generate a six-figure plus maybe even to $1 million income for yourself on an annual basis. So like for right here, right, so this is, wait a minute, how do I have this set up? Okay, so I'm not at this, it's not really at, but anyway, so I'm at what, $1,300 for the week, right, in profit. Now I could not touch it and keep it as to keep going, or I could take some of it out, right, and pay myself. Because if I keep going and looking, like if let's say I did that every time, and before I know it, I'm like at a, let me just show you what I'm talking about. So let's just paste it all the way down, because I have it all the way through the end of the year, right? But I'm gonna erase this because I want to track what trades I actually took. And this goes to show you don't even have to trade every day. Now you might have to check your charts and check alerts every day, but you may not trade every day. Why is it doing that? Oh, I know why. Because I got this. Let me change this. Because I was, because I got it so that if you paid yourself, right, you would be paying yourself every week. And whatever profit you got, you would basically take that profit out, and that would be your paycheck. So basically, like here, that would be your paycheck. But if you didn't take your profit out, right, and you just kept it in there, right? Okay, so like I was saying, because I was trying to figure out, like, if something wasn't looking right. And I see what I was doing. All right, so for this week, now I added the 15%, but I haven't made that trade. That's on Friday. I'm just showing you what it would look like if, because on average, I do about between 25 to 30, sometimes a little bit more per week, % gains with about 2, no more than 3 trades in a week. Now that's going to fluctuate. Sometimes you only have that one trade that is like worth 50 something %, right? And you're good, right? And But some weeks you might have to make multiple trades to hit that 30% or 35% for the week. So I'm gonna just put 15% because I think I know a trade that probably will happen between Friday or Saturday, or maybe even happen on Sunday, whatever. So this right here is showing me that, okay, if I keep this up, I'm over 6 figures per year based off of what I'm generating. So I could, if I want to, just go ahead and take out the whole amount of profit and just keep at that level. Or I could take half of it, whatever I need. If I don't need the whole $2,000, $2,700 this week, then I'm not going to take it out, right? I'm just not going to do it. That's just stupid, because that's money that could be growing, right? That could be going towards a trade. So I might just take out 50% of it, right? And that could be enough cushion for that week. Now, there might be weeks where I actually need the whole amount, right? For whatever reason. Then I have the flexibility to do so. So, because that's just the profit. You would have this amount available, like the $11,000, well, not right here. Yeah, $11,000, right? But if I never did touch it and I just kept letting it grow, I was taking the whole amount out. Let me do it where it's not taking it, because I did it so that I could show I'm paying myself, but I'm not gonna pay myself. So I'm gonna just do this, take this out so that I can see what it looked like if I don't pay myself, right? But you for sure can pay yourself. Like at this point, you could easily pay yourself very well. And it's like more than I was as an engineer paying myself. With that kind of, now, will I be, like, you see how down here it's like $63 million? I probably would not be let my account build up to that point because of liquidity. So, but that's just showing the extreme of it. But let's just go back, right? Where, like, look at that, 47,000. I can easily trade off of that and be making really good money per week, right? And take whatever I need out. Or pay myself the amount. Like I can get to a point where I say, okay, this is the amount that I want. Or I can do it in progressions. I could say, okay, I'm gonna start out with just taking 50, like 50% or 25% of it, and then pay myself that percentage per week. And then once I reach a certain target, which is maybe my ultimate target for what I want in this particular trading account, like say for us, if my target is $30,000, well, from here on out, what I would do is I would subtract the profit, and that's where my account every week I'm just taking out what I made. And it doesn't mean I have to spend it. I could use it towards something else. I could use it towards something other type of revenue stream, or towards real estate, towards investing in Bitcoin, or I could roll it over to there, whatever way I felt like would be the best use for that money beyond what I'm spending, right? It doesn't mean that I'm not the type of person that wants to like buy like really expensive things. I always like to get a return on my investment, and that's probably why I have this trading mindset, because if it's not giving me a real return on my investment, and it's like, because my happiness doesn't really come from things, my happiness comes from myself. And so I'm not that particular, do I like nice things? Yes. But I still want the thing to get a return on my investment. The only way I don't want it to get a return on my investment, like monetarily, is a return on my investment as far as with my family, right? So, because that's like the biggest investment I feel like I have are my daughters. So, yes, I will spend money on them, and if I get a pet. So, but as far as just buying just expensive stuff, unless it's art, something that also has a return on investment, that's just the way my mind works. It's not to mean that that's the way everybody's mind's supposed to work, but that's just the way my mind works. So, but that will do it for today. Thank you guys. And please let me know if you have any questions or comments. Thank you, and I'll see you later.